I also deeply thank the Amarjot Sabha for their great efforts to make this satsang possible. It is very endearing to know that this mandir was willing to make such a huge sacrifice to celebrate this achievement. To win a scholarship, many obstacles have to be overcome. Students try different ways of overcoming these obstacles during their quest for success. However, this evening I want to tell you that Sanatan Dharma can provide not just a way of conquering these obstacles, but perhaps the best way of overcoming these obstacles. The Guru's role in Hindu culture is very unique and very powerful. Even the Vedas say, Acharya Devo Bhava, treat the Guru as God. But what does this mean to students? The Guru here should not only refer to your spiritual Guru, but also to your teachers in and out of school. In fact, I consider anyone or anything that teaches me something as a Guru. For example, the stone teaches me that when I sit to study, I should sit quietly and remain still. Therefore, the stone becomes my Guru. In this way, you should honor and respect all your teachers, regardless of their differences. King Dashrath was hesitant to send Ram into the forest to fight demons at such a young age. Although his heart desperately and painfully told him otherwise, he listened to his Guru and sent his sons to fight the demons. In the very same way, we should listen to our Gurus. Another way Hinduism helps us to success is by telling us to have Atma Kripa. Chapter 6 verse 5 of Bhagavad Gita helps us to understand what is Atma Kripa. It says, Udharet Atmanatmanam Na Atmanam Avasadaye Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. This verse says that we should lift ourselves by ourselves and that we should not degrade ourselves by ourselves. Swami Vivekananda makes Atma Kripa clearer in this quote. Vedanta recognizes no sin, it only recognizes error. And the greatest error, says the Vedanta, is to say that you are weak, that you are a sinner, a miserable creature, and that you have no power, and you cannot do this and you cannot do that. As a student, tell yourself, yes, I can. Have a determination worthy of heroes and an invincible inner strength. Ajaya Matma Samarthyam. What is there that you cannot achieve? Another important feature of Hinduism that helps one to success is its reverence to books. Books are the storehouses of knowledge. Hinduism goes as far as to say that you need to have the blessings of the book if you want to be successful. More practically, this suggests that as students, we should try to read as many books as possible in order to get as much knowledge as we can. We must have great respect for books. Such reverence makes learning easier. A final important part of the successful Hindu depends on the blessings from Bhagwan. Without Bhagwan, nothing is possible. For me, Ma Saraswati was not just a god looking on from above. She was there with me all the time. I talked to her as a person, as a mother, and without fail, everything would work out. I don't know how, but the problem would be solved. That could only be divine grace helping me. Therefore, the blessings of Bhagwan are absolutely necessary for success. All of these parts of Hinduism, blessings from the Guru, from Bhagwan, from the learning material, and from within, were essential to this achievement. I ask you to remember these four parts to success because they have all come from Hinduism. They have not come from some outside source. I urge you to carry it back to your respective mandirs and use it. This is a formula that we, as Hindus, can be proud of because it has come from our own philosophy. Hinduism gives us the key elements for success. Therefore, let us use this Hindu recipe for success so that we will have even more successful Hindus to celebrate next year. Thank you all once more, and Sitaram.
Sir, what aspect of your dharma motivated you the most of this achievement?
One quote from Swami Vivekananda that still stands out in my mind is this: if you cannot get nectar, will you resort to ditch water? So that quote reminded me that I should always try to aspire for the highest, and that I should not give up at any point in time, because then that would mean I would have to drink drain water. And I didn't want to drink any drain water. Also, for me, Hanumanji, particularly when he was on the southern tip of India, and they were looking for someone to cross the ocean, he was just around not contributing to the discussion. But Jambavan reminded him and told him, you must do this, and you must do it for Sri Ram. And with that, he remembered all his power, and he was able to leap across the ocean, complete the task, and eventually the war was won by Ram. It showed me that I should keep going, realize the potential within, and keep going, just like Hanuman across that ocean.
So besides studying for exams, what other activities you were involved in?
Well, first, I was involved in other activities. First, there was Shaka, both here in the Mandir and at my former school presentation college. Also, as you have heard before, I attended one Yagyas or Shivaratri. I would be here. Also, I attended several meetings of the Hindu Students' Council of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, I attended vocal classes at the Mahatma Gandhi Institute for 6 months. Although, like Professor Narayan Singh, it doesn't show in my singing. Also, in school, and Archie can attest to this, I played a little football. I might not be good, but I played football, I played cricket, table tennis, and dominoes.
And another thing you always speak of is teamwork. Explain your role of teamwork in your success.
You see, teamwork makes things a lot easier because you don't have to do all the work. The other members of the team, they accept some responsibility, and by doing so, they reduce the workload on you. So therefore, when people say that I had 5 subjects to do, and I had to come to Mandir and do this and do that, it really wasn't as hard as it sounds, because I was in a very large and I was in a very efficient team. And the same applies to all you aspiring students. If you get yourself in a good, well-organized team, then you will not have much work to do. And the teams range from your family at home, Mandir, friends at school, teachers at school, Shaka. So many teams are there. And if each one of them takes one little responsibility, and you yourself take one little responsibility, then great things can be achieved.
So with all that, what is your advice for parents and students?
My advice for parents is to do the simple things right. Make sure that the child has food to eat, make sure that he's relatively comfortable, but more importantly, do not underestimate your child. Do not say, my son or my daughter cannot do this. You do not know how much your son or daughter can actually do. I didn't think that I could have attended that Pundit course and still continue with my studies, but my father encouraged me to go to it, and so I went. Do not tell your children you cannot do it. Empower your children, inspire them, encourage them. But most importantly, make sure that your children have a sense of dharma in their life. The greater sense of dharma that they have will only help them in their studies. It will not take away from it. Oh, and to students. To students, I mentioned the 4 paths to success: Guru, books, and blessings from God. But what I find lacking in many students is that drive from within, that Atma Kripa. So what I want to tell students is that don't ever give up. The only time you truly fail is when you give up. Confucius once said, success lies not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself that I am a lion, I am not a sheep. Usually these 3 other kripas are present, but the one that is lacking is Atma Kripa. develop Atma Kripa and realize your potential from within. Like Swamiji said, you have infinite potential. Realize it.